ASP.NET Interview Questions and Answers. Beginner means advanced. Introduction. This is a structured set of commonly asked ASP.NET interview questions with clear answers. It covers ASP.NET Fundamentals, Web Forms versus MVC versus Core, Routing and Middleware, Dependency Injection, Authentication and Security, APIs and Backend Development, Performance and Deployment. This is widely used for .NET Backend developer interviews. 1 to 20. ASP.NET Basics. 1. What is ASP.NET? ASP.NET is a web development framework by Microsoft, used to build dynamic web applications and APIs. 2. What is .NET? .NET is a development platform for building applications, web, desktop, mobile, cloud. 3. ASP.NET versus ASP.NET Core. ASP.NET means older Windows-based framework. ASP.NET Core means modern, cross-platform high performance. 4. What is ASP.NET Core? Lightweight, modular, cross-platform framework for web apps and APIs. 5. What are features of ASP.NET Core? Cross-platform, cross-performance, cross-dependency injection built-in, cross-middleware pipeline. 6. What is Web Forms? Event-driven web development model, older ASP.NET. 7. What is MVC? Model View Controller Architecture Pattern. 8. What is Razor? Syntax for embedding C# in HTML. 9. What is Razor Pages? Page-based programming model in ASP.NET Core. 10. What is Web API? Framework for building RESTful services. 11 to 30. Architecture and Request Pipeline. 11. What is Request Pipeline? Sequence of middleware handling HTTP requests. 12. What is middleware? Component that processes requests and responses. 13. Example middleware. App.use async, context next. Await next. 14. What is routing? Maps URL to controller action. 15. Types of routing. Conventional routing, attribute routing. 16. What is controller? Handles incoming HTTP requests. 17. What is action method? Method inside controller returning response. 18. What is model? Data representation layer. 19. What is view? UI representation layer. What is MVC pattern? Separation of concerns into model, view, controller. 21. What is dependency injection? Providing dependencies externally instead of creating them. 22. Why DI is used? Loose coupling, testability. 23. Example DI. Services.add scoped, myservice, my service. 24. What are service lifetimes? Singleton, scoped, transient. 25. Singleton versus scoped. Singleton means one instance. Scoped means per request. 26. What is configuration in ASP.NET Core? App settings management. 27. What is appsettings.json? Configuration file. 28. What is environment variables? External configuration values. 29. What is logging? Tracking application behavior. 30. Built-in logging providers. Console, debug, event log. 31 to 50. Web API and HTTP concepts. 31. What is REST API? HTTP-based architecture style. 32. HTTP methods. Get, post, put, delete. 33. What is status code? HTTP, response indicator. 34. Common status codes. 200 means OK. 201 means created. 400 means bad request. 401 means unauthorized. 500 means server error. Converting object to JSON. 36. What is deserialization? JSON to object conversion. 37. What is model binding? Mapping request data to objects. 38. What is validation? Ensuring correct input data. 39. Data annotations example. Required public string name, get set. 40. What is attribute routing? Defining routes using attributes. 41. Example, HTTP GET users-ID. 42. What is CORS? Cross-origin resource sharing policy. 43. Why CORS needed? Allows front-end, back-end communication. 44. What is authentication? Verifying user identity. 45. What is authorization? Checking user permissions. 46. What is JWT? Token-based authentication. 47. What is identity framework? Built-in authentication system. 48. Cookie versus JWT. Cookie means session-based, JWT means token-based. 49. What is middleware for authentication? Validates requests before controller. 50. What is API versioning? Managing multiple API versions. 51 to 70. Database and ORM. 51. What is entity framework? ORM for .NET. 52. Why use EF? Check. Reduces SQL code. Check. Object-based queries. 53. What is DB context? Main EF class for database access. 54. What is DB set? Represents database table. 55. Example DB set. Public DB set user, users, get set. 56. What is LINQ? Language integrated query. 57. LINQ example. var users equals db.users.where. exec HAs 18. 58. What is code first approach? Define models first. Database generated. 59. Database first approach. Generate models from database. 60. What is migration? Updating database schema. 61. What is async await in ASP.NET? Non-blocking asynchronous programming. 62. Why use async? Improves scalability. 63. What is task in C#? Represents asynchronous operation. 64. What is thread pool? Pool of reusable threads. 65. What is caching? Storing data for faster access. 66. Types of caching? In-memory distributed. 67. What is Redis? In-memory distributed cache. 68. What is response caching? Caching HTTP responses. 69. What is session state? Stores user data on server. 70. What is temp data? Data between requests. 71 to 100. Advanced ASP.NET concepts. 71. What is middleware pipeline order? Order of execution matters. 72. What is exception handling middleware? Centralized error handling. 73. Example. App use exception handler /error. 74. What is global exception handling? Handling errors globally. 75. What is performance optimization? Improving app speed. 76. Techniques. Caching. Async calls. Database indexing. 77. What is Kestrel? Built-in web server in ASP.NET Core. 78. What is IIS? Web server for hosting ASP.NET apps. 79. Kestrel versus IIS. Kestrel means lightweight. IIS means full-featured. 80. What is deployment? Publishing application. 81. Deployment options. IIS, Azure, Docker. 82. What is Docker in ASP.NET? Containerized deployment. 83. What is microservices? Small, independent services. 84. What is gRPC? High Performance RPC Framework. 85. What is SignalR? Real-time communication library. 86. What is WebSocket? Full duplex communication protocol. 87. What is unit testing? Testing individual components. 88. What is integration testing? Testing system components together. 89. Tools for testing. XUnit, NUnit, MS Test. 90. What is solid principle? Object-oriented design principles. 91. What is dependency inversion? Depend on abstractions, not concrete classes. 92. What is clean architecture? Layered architecture design. 93. What is CQRS? Command Query Responsibility Segregation. 94. What is mediator pattern? Central Communication Handler. 95. What is scalability? Handling increased load. 96. What is load balancing? Distributing requests across servers. 97. What is monitoring? Tracking system health. 98. What is logging best practice? Structured logging. 99. What is production readiness? Stable and optimized deployment. 100. How to optimize ASP.NET apps. Caching, async programming, database optimization, proper DI usage, middleware optimization. Final summary. ASP.NET interviews focus on MVC and Web API concepts, middleware and request pipeline, dependency injection, authentication, JWT, identity, entity framework and LINQ, performance and scalability. Key idea. Strong ASP.NET developers understand both backend architecture and scalable system design.